Cue the birds.
Mm. They don't listen.
Quiet down, birds.
Chuck, change your name.
I don't think it shows, but
You guys, whoever's watching us right now, our mics are live. So, hey out there in Twitch land. All right,
Hi,
we
guys.
might as well stop and let them not have to wait any longer. Hello and welcome to yet another session of the Lost Minds of Phandelver, a Twitch experiment. I am your humble dungeon master, DM Charlie, and these guys over there. Did I point the right way? I pointed the wrong way. These guys, this way. Yeah, that way. Are the crew. Chuck, go ahead and introduce yourself and your character, please.
Hi, I am Finn, the cleric.
John.
I am John, playing Jahan, Way of the Long Death monk at level 3.
Perfect. Thank you, Dysol.
I am Dysol, playing the Swashbuckler.
Excellent. Thank you. Tab, I need you to sit up, buddy, as you introduce yourself. All we can see is you're looking like Kilroy. Thank you.
Hey guys, I'm playing Tab. My name's Forrest. He's a divine soul sorcerer.
Perfect. And last but not least, vacant and missing last week, TL, aka Johnny. Tell us about your paladin, sir.
I am playing Teal, the Oath of Vengeance Paladin.
Perfect. I'll keep going.
Nope, he's a Dragonborn. I was just going to put a little bit more Dragonborn Oath of Vengeance Paladin.
Stretch it out, man. Stretch it out. We got 3 hours to fill. I mean, and what was his childhood like?
It was sad, very sad.
And why was it sad?
I forget actually. We went over all of that.
It was that rough.
It was
parents.
bad.
His parents were cold-blooded.
That's right.
Oh.
Cold-blooded.
There it is.
Only here and on the Twitch experiment as I keep monkeying around. Let's move you guys back into Phandalin and pick up where we left off. Hey, I should probably follow you into the map. All right. When last we had left off, we're going to get rid of this really oppressive music and go something more in keeping with what Phandalin is. All right. When last we left off, you had returned Gundren, and he was very, very pleased with your efforts of rescuing him. You checked in with Sildar Hallwinter, and Dysol went and had a private conversation with Lenine Greywind at Lion Shield Coster. The rest of you had a sumptuous meal, bellies full of ale, lots of bread, trying to pick up on conversations, didn't really hear anything, had a long rest, leveled up, and now it's the next day in good old Phandalin. How do you want to proceed?
I actually have one question. Dysol, didn't he have a conversation with the guys over at the mining exchange, or was it at Lion Shield Castle?
That was
Lion Shield.
Lenine.
Oh, the mining. You are right.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
you're absolutely right. The Lion Shield Coster. No, the Miners Exchange is Halia. That's right. So it was the Lion Shield Coster. Or Halia. No, I mixed it up. Halia Thornton at the Phandalin Miners Exchange is the one that he had the conversation with. It's been a week. There's been a lot of games in the last week. All right.
Good games. Good games.
Very.
Games. Good games.
Yeah,
All right.
Well, aren't we gonna go speak with Gundren? Wasn't that our first order of business?
All right.
Yes, I believe it is.
The next morning, as you're sitting there... Why is everything so loud today? The next morning, as you're sitting in the common room of the stone hill, toasted bread, eggs, rashers of bacon have been laid out. There is some hot teas and tisanes for which to cut through the sludge in your mouth after a good night's rest. And Gundren is downstairs eating his fill. 3 plates already empty, and he is nomming away on his 4th plate. He looks up, quite pleased to see the 5 of you, and he beckons you closer. Wipes a huge bit of froth off of his massive whiskers. Oh, shit, sup? Enjoy your breakfast. I have a wee bit of a reward for you for my rescue. I went and spoke to Sildar, and I went up to Barthen, and I arranged some credit on my discovery. And he pulls out a huge sack that just clanks of gold coin, and he says, "Didn't know what you're gonna spend it on around here, but does 200 gold coin each sound like a reasonable reward for my rescue?"
It sounds fantastic.
Definitely does.
It really does. That's why I only paid you 100 each. Jokes! Enjoy your prize, lad. So, what's your intention?
Well, I think we need to dig a little deeper into this whole kidnapping thing. We certainly didn't find out who is behind it all quite yet.
Indeed. While I was being held at the castle, I did hear mutterings, especially when I was tied up in the room, when that drow devil showed up, speaking to the bugbear. Mentioned somebody called the Black Spider. Have you heard the name before?
We have indeed.
And
Oh, yeah.
and just an FYI for you, that drow wasn't really a drow.
Indeed, I had a moment where I wasn't able to follow the fight, being tied up and on me backside and all. But, alright, if that woman weren't no drow,
It was a
didn't matter.
doppelganger.
It
It was a
didn't matter.
doppelganger. Yeah.
Oh, bad bunch, them. Bad bunch. I think, though, what we should do is try to figure out who this Black Spider is and why he's taken an interest in what my brothers and I have found. Indeed, how he even knows that we found it in the first place.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Do you have any clues as to where we might be able to find him? Did you hear anything about where the Black Spider might be?
On dinner, other than a few hurried conversations and listening to their words, no, I wasn't able to catch anything other than the name. I was hoping that would be enough for you to go on.
Now, we've heard the name as well. In fact, we've received some correspondence that was in giving some instructions to waylay you, as they did. So those instructions came, I believe, directly from the Black Spider.
Aye, and you got these instructions where?
We found written instructions from the
Last
picked them
staff,
up, I think, in the Red Brand
The Red
hideout.
Brand. Were
Yes.
those the fellas what were raising such a ruckus with the merchants and shopkeepers here in the village before I left?
They were.
That was them.
Aye. Perhaps you might seek them out and seeing if any are left. From the sounds of it, how did you obtain these instructions?
We killed them all.
Oh, well, I suppose trying to find one to interrogate might be a bit of a hard task then. I might recommend then that you ask around, see if anybody knows anything or has heard the name before. You never know what you might turn up if you kick over a few rocks, as they say.
Indeed, I think we still have some stones left unturned here in town.
Indeed, well, didn't let me keep ya. I mean, there's plenty of businesses with which to go and talk to, and you never know what useful piece of conversation or tidbit of information you might pick up that might lead you further onto the quest. If you're able to find this black spider, I and my brothers would consider it a great service and a favor to know that what we found up there in the hills is safe. Indeed, there might be ample reward for you, more than what I've just given you, indeed.
What did you find up in the house?
Make a persuasion roll. You've done Gundren some good works, but he's not quite forthcoming with just anyone. Alright, Gundren leans in. I suppose, considering the fact that you rescued Sildar and I with no guarantee of recompense, indeed, you didn't even ask for any, you might be worth trusting. Well, have you heard the legend of the Wave Echo Cave?
I've heard it mentioned once before.
I can't say that I have.
So,
Not in any detail.
the Wave Echo Cave was a place of great magical power where dwarves, gnomes, and wizards came together to craft magical weapons of great and serious power. Unfortunately, the place was invested with an army of orcs and necromancers, and then it fell into ruin as the wizards, gnomes, and dwarves that were defending it either were slain or driven away. However, in the following catastrophes, the location of the cave was lost and the evil forces which had invested it ceased to be. Thus the cave was lost for well over 100 years. I and my brothers found some information outside of Candlekeep when we talked to a merchant who was carrying some ancient maps and believed we found a clue that would lead us to the cave. Turns out, we did. And, well, if we can get it open and working again, it's a source of powerful gemstones that wizards will want for fueling spells and making magical artifacts. Plenty of profit there, I tell you. Indeed, it'll turn Phandelver into a hub of commerce and activity as gold comes flooding through the area. It's very important that it does not fall into the wrong hands. It's also important that you don't go blathering that around until we've got, well nigh almost an army to protect the place, eh?
Indeed.
He takes a huge quaff of his morning ale, lets out a comfortable belch, and he says, "No, I should probably go see Barton about arranging for some travel and supplies to take up to my brother's. Say we meet back here in a couple of weeks."
Sounds good.
Sounds
fair.
like a fantastic idea.
I actually have one question before you go, Gundren.
Hi, John.
We were asked by Sister Gorelli to search out a spirit near the swamps. Are you from Phandelver? And do you know where these swamps are?
Nay, I'm not from the area. My brothers and I come south from the spine of the world, up north near the Icewind Dale, indeed. But we're miners, raised and born. The swamps. I didn't know. It's probably eastwards up the Tribord Trail, if I were to take a conjecture.
Okay, we'll ask around. I just didn't know if you would happen to know.
No, indeed. I've heard rumors that there's a druid or some such tramping about in the woods around the area in the region. Apparently, fella never sits still. If you could locate him, he might be able to tell you what you're looking for.
Okay, thank you for the tip.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, good journeys. Be safe. I'll see you in a fortnight. He stands up, wipes his face again, and then tromps upstairs, and you can hear him, like, shut the door and, like, the scraping of a chest as he starts putting together his few meager belongings.
Excellent.
So it sounds like we have to ask around. Seems like we have to ask around. We
want
to maybe
seems like we have to ask around.
We want to. I don't maybe. Seems like we have to ask around. We want. I don't. Seems like we have to ask around. We want. I don't. Seems like we have to ask around. We want. I don't. Seems like we have to ask around. We want. I don't. Seems like we.
Sorry about that.
That's
There was
okay.
a
Do we?
feedback loop. Go ahead.
Do we maybe want to ask the bartender or the owner of the Sleeping Giant, since there were so many red brands in there, maybe if she's ever heard of Black Spider?
It might be worth a shot to see if Grista is amenable to answering some of your questions. Highly unlikely, though.
Send the cleric.
I could try and intimidate her.
Well, because she watched him crush the dude's name.
Yeah, and then Teb's like her favorite, so I don't
Yeah,
want
she
to
loves
send
him.
him in there.
Okay. I'm
What do
going
you
to
guys
shout
want?
out to our people currently watching: One Killer Kitten, Bloodluster, Business Daddy, Discourse, Ross GK, and the other three are playing the game. Shakes his head at the screen. So, all right, welcome all of you. We hope you enjoy our stream. Okay, guys.
Do we want to?
All right. I think that.
Or
Sorry, what was that?
said, do we want to go to the Sleeping Giant first, or do we want to go anywhere else to?
We can certainly head there. I've got no issue. Got no complaints.
Mm-hmm.
We want to send maybe you and I want to go there, and we can have others check out other locations. Since
You and
Teb
I-
is probably
as you
not
and I?
going to want to go with us.
Yeah, that sounds great. I have a couple places I wouldn't mind going to check out.
Alrighty.
All right, watching everyone go where you're going.
Where did you want to go? Dysol? If,
Oh, I wanna-
if
I'm gonna check out the provision shop and look around town, see if there's a blacksmith here. A couple other things.
Alrighty. We will pan out a little bit. Alright, so we will just go ahead and move around. I have Teal and Finn. You were headed to the Sleeping Giant. It's
Correct.
still fairly early. The door is shut. Wrap on the thin wood informs you that it's barred. The shutters are closed. You don't hear any noise from inside. Pressing your eye up against a crack in the door, you see no movement. Indeed, all you see is the dust motes that dance in the wan sunlight.
And you want to try and muscle our way in, see if we can find any kind of information, or is it worth it?
Let's maybe we'll circle around back and see if there's a back entrance.
All right, you go the right side, I'll go the left side. I'll meet you around back. Can I roll for an investigation?
Yes,
Anywhere
please.
around the side of the...
Yes, please.
Hmm.
Well, it's hard to miss, but as you come around the back, there's no back door, but there is, like storm doors that lead down into what is probably a cellar underneath the building. Yeah.
I'll check to see if they're locked or whatnot.
Okay. You walk up to the doors and you give a slight lift. With a creak, the door opens and you realize that it is not barred from the inside. I'm gonna ask Finn. You see the Dragonborn lifting up a cellar door, and he gestures indicating that it's not locked. Anything you want to do before I move around the team?
No, I will come over and join him.
Okay, perfect. Dysol, you head to Barthen's Provisions. Barthen is there along with his 2 teen assistants, and he comes out. Oh, Master Athling, good to see you again. I did see Master Grundon earlier this morning, quite early indeed. He took out quite the line of credit. I assume that you have some jingle in your pouch that you wish to spend. Is this the case?
I wondering if I can get a message sent towards the north.
To the north? Where precisely are you thinking in the north?
Oh, bear with me just one moment. It eludes my head.
Neverwinter?
Aha. Yes, over towards Neverwinter itself.
Over towards Neverwinter. So there is Phandelver, Neverwinter, many miles to the north. Barthen looks at you and he gives a nod and he says, will you be requiring pen and paper? Or do you have your message ready?
I'll be requiring pen and paper.
Indeed, indeed. He leads you inside to the counter. He puts down like an apple crate, pulls out a couple of sheets of good paper, an ink, and a quill, and he puts them. He says, just come and find me when you are done, Master Halfling, and we shall see about sending your message north to Neverwinter.
Thank you.
All right. Jahan, you have returned to the Lion Shield Coster, and you were going to speak to Lenine Greywind, correct?
Yes.
All right. You enter in there, and Lenine is already hard at work, looking as though she's been there since before the dawn. Her face buried in ledgers, her few hairs sticking out from her severe ponytail, hair all pulled back. She looks a little disheveled, like she might have been working through most of the night. Seeing you, she eyeballs you and she says, Master Elf, good to see you. What brings you in so early?
You as well, Miss Greywind. The reason for my visit, I was wondering if I could borrow your ear for a couple of questions.
She shuts the book, carefully puts the pen aside, and sits back and looks at you as though waiting for what you're going to say. Her lips pursed, her eyes intent.
So as you know, we and my compatriots, I don't know if you've heard yet, we rescued Gundren, and he's back in town. The trail of the person that took him leads to someone named Black Spider. Have you ever heard that name? Can I roll a perception as well, the way she's looking?
Yes, please. Alright. She is appraising you like she thought she knew who you were, like she had the measure of you, but now she's reassessing, and not in a negative way. Kind of like the best way for you to put it with that excellent roll. You've gone from being like, okay, he's all right, he's all right, to how can I best use this person? He's getting things done. So you kind of get she's sizing you up, is what she's doing.
So that's what I'll say. I'll say, we've heard this name several times. No one seems to have any kind of idea. We came across the glass staff, and dispatched him. So this is our next stepping stone.
She thinks about it, and she shakes her head, and she's like, I do not actually know anyone using the sobriquet Black Spider. Clearly, it's a nom de guerre, a name for keeping their true identity a secret. So, It's probably not someone who's going around advertising that they are the Black Spider. If I did know, I would tell you. Maybe keep an ear to the ground. You have dealt with the Red Brands. I would say ask one of them under duress if necessary, but no, I do not. Would that I wish that I did.
Okay. The other question that I have for you, and again, thank you for your time. We were made privy to a request by someone in town about a spirit that lives near the swamp. Do you know where the swamps are in this area? Where the swamp is? Have you ever heard of this spirit or banshee, as so this person told us?
I believe that might be a legend, possibly east, down the Tribor Trail, maybe somewhere by the ruins of Coneyberry or Thunder Tree, somewhere out there. Other than that, I don't know. I apologize. I haven't been much use this morning, have I?
No, that's quite all right. You looked very busy, and again, if I and my friends can be of any assistance, please let us know. Thank you so much for your help.
Absolutely, absolutely. Teb!
Tev's just wandering around his courtyard and going to the shrine and checking to see if the sister's around, because he doesn't quite remember what we were supposed to be doing for her.
Alright, indeed, you see the nun come out of her small house right there that you are standing in front of, Sister Garelli, and she sees you and she gives you a small nod. Any luck?
I'm sorry, sister. With all the other missions we were on, we failed to complete your task. Could you remind me what we were supposed to be doing?
Oh, I wanted you to go and give Agatha the Banshee a comb, so you could ask about the location of a spell book that I was told to find.
That's right.
That's right.
Thank you, sister. I'll let my team know.
Absolutely, and most appreciated. Do let me know if you're successful.
Thank you.
All right, coming back to the sleeping giant and the cellar. Finn, Tial, you are standing in front of a door that you have creaked open just a little tiny bit. Beneath you, you are hit with that smell, that musty smell of earth and basement. Nothing rotten, nothing pungent, but you can just tell that it's an underground space. It smells of earth, so it's probably just dug out. But it's dark. It's very dark.
Well, do we want to head in there and see if we can find any clues?
Sure.
We could strike a torch.
Yeah, I was just looking in my... I do have a torch. I will strike a torch up going into the cellar. Can I roll a perception to see if I hear anything or
Go right
can
ahead.
sense anything?
Go right ahead. Perception of 12. Perception of 7. Unfortunately, the cackle of some nearby chickens, some songbirds, the barking of a dog running through the fields behind Barthen's home over there by the Stonehill Inn prevent you from hearing anything worthwhile. There is another scent, sharper and more astringent, that just barely tickles your nostrils, but you're not able to identify what it is.
All right, I will draw my longsword and kind of creep in.
All right, you step down the rough timber steps into a cellar that is dug out of the ground and reinforced with timbers on either side and just wooden planks. You lower your head and step in under the floor beams of the sleeping giant above you, kind of hunched over, your eyes adjusting to the dark, the sunlight pouring in behind you, when you hear a "What the hell?" and a twing, and a crossbow bolt stabs right into the wood of the joist right next to your head there, Tial. And you see a small shape about the size of a portly female dwarf rousing herself from a cot. It's at that point that you hear the clatter of several empty bottles rolling off of the cot from her, and you hear them clank and clatter. As your eyes adjust into the darkness, you see Grista rousing from a drunken stupor, a hand crossbow in her hand, freshly shot, glaring at you, and she says, "I knew you were gonna come back for me."
I look to the cleric to see if he has any spells that he might be able to use to subdue her.
I don't have any spells, but I do have a hammer.
Okay, I'd like to make a athletics, maybe to grapple, to maybe disarm her and get her subdued.
All right, so you are gonna launch yourself across the low-ceilinged room that's probably like 5.5 feet. So you're kind of stooped to try and tackle a dwarven woman.
The drunk female dwarf. Yeah.
That is in her own home with the sword in your hand, paladin. Just want to make sure you're absolutely clear on this course of action.
Yeah, I think I want to go ahead and take that action.
Sounds good.
I'm looking at all of you out there in Twitchland. We know how this is gonna go.
Oh.
And it's gonna end with press charges. Okay, go ahead and make that athletics roll as you go to tackle the portly elderly. A 10. All right. With a roar, Finn, you hear Teal launch himself across the cellar, and you hear a loud cronk. All of a sudden, you hear Teal sit with a loud thud in the dirt floor, bottles scattering away from his feet as he rubs the huge lump right on his head where he had cracked it on a beam from the floor overhead. Grista kind of giggles. A bit too big for it, ain't ya? You fat-bloated lizard. What are you doing in my home?
We need to ask some questions.
All right, do you come down
Please
the stairs?
Please excuse my clumsy friend. He obviously tripped on that last step. Perhaps it was on one of these bottles that are laying around.
As your eyes adjust, you see her look around guiltily and kind of like pull her blankets up, kind of straighten her mussed hair, try to, the wild hairs kind of tamp them down, and she says, "I will go to Dysol. Dysol, you finished writing your message. Barthen has been checking in a couple of times, sees that you're done. Well, to whom do you want the message delivered, Master Halfling?"
Oh, my old captain.
Yeah, then go ahead and address it. Is it something that needs to go with urgency, or can you wait for a wagon? Or...
Oh, the next wagon is fine.
Oh, perfect. Then for that, oh yes.
I just need to check in and let him know that I'm going to be a bit longer.
Oh, absolutely. We could send it along for a silver or two, maybe 3 silver, and we could expedite it.
3 silver it is.
Excellent, thank you. Anything else strike your eye? He gestures to all of the goods.
What's the most of the provisions that I'm seeing?
A lot of seed, a lot of mining gear, flour, hardtack, ropes, cordage, pulleys, things like that.
Yeah, I'll refill on a few things, some pulleys, a couple things of rope.
All right.
The general.
Okay. All right, Jahan, it looks like you have found Teb there at the shrine.
Yeah, I was just going back to the Stonehill Inn and gonna try to meet up with the other guys.
All right, Teb, how about you? Still praying at the shrine?
Yeah, I'll go with Jahan. See if we can meet up with the rest of the group.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Coming back. Grista is sitting in her cot and... So, what was your purpose? You said you have some questions. It's because you killed all of my customers, isn't it?
Well, we think there's at least one still alive. We're hoping maybe you can point us in his direction. And I'm sure we can make it worth your while.
Oh, it's not that I didn't appreciate the offer, but they nae come back since the day of the hammer, as I've started calling it. Nothing like a bunch of toughs coming in and busting some kneecaps to drive your business away. I mean, they didn't spend a lot and they were cheap bastards, but at least they had coin. Things have been hard since you came through a week ago. Haven't had no one in since. Indeed, I've started drinking my own stocks. And her sad eyes look at all the empty bottles that litter the floor of the cellar.
Indeed, that is a sad, sad tale. Unfortunately, I don't think your old customers will be returning. But we're hoping that you might be able to assist us in finding one of them that we have yet to locate. Calls himself the Black Spider.
Her eyes kind of look up and narrow a little bit, and she's like, I'm fairly certain I didn't know the name.
Maybe you heard others talking about him. Insight, please.
Roll away. Inside. Ooh. Hard for me to mess with that. I didn't know who the Black Spider is. I know he's somewhere outside of town to the east. I know that he's got some plans, because he was contacting the boys in the cloaks, and they would mutter about it occasionally. But other than that, but I know that he's local. He's not like some crime lord the way they talked about him, from like Neverwinter or Baldur's Gate. They talked about him like he was close. At least, less than a week away, by foot. It just sounded that way to me.
Thank you. You've been most helpful. I apologize for my clumsy lizard friend, and here, let me give you 20 gold pieces so that you may restock your shelves to make sure that you don't go thirsty in the near future.
She looks at you with like gratitude in her eyes, and she says, 20. Thank you, son. Thank you. But could you make it 50? That'd be enough for me to just pack up and relocate back to the Star Metal Hills, back to my clan, go back in a wee bit of style and set up some honest work, maybe tinkering or doing jewelry again. I know it's a huge ask, more than double than what you offered me, but you'd be doing me a kindness. A great kindness.
I'm happy to.
Oh, thank you. Oh, Moradin, love ya. She gets up and you can smell the cheap wine just rolling off of her breath as she grasps your hands and kisses your fingertips. She does seem genuinely grateful.
And with that, I will say goodbye and help my friend up and out of the cellar.
As you're about to leave, she says, I didn't never learn your name. What is it, lad?
Finn.
Finn. I'll remember you, Finn. I will. I truly will. And your fat blue lizard friend there.
Here's an extra 5 gold.
Oh, thank you, boy. Thank you. And as you leave and shut the cellar door, you can hear her start to hum happily. All right, Dysol. What were you looking for? You're mute. You're mute.
Muted.
Apologies. I just need to get a couple of pulleys, another 2 lengths of silk rope, and that should do me good for here.
All right. Barthen tallies up everything that you bring to the counter, and he says, ropes, 2 pulleys, fine, well-made dwarven craftsmanship. This is going to set you back 20 gold crowns.
Done.
And I need to switch John and Teb. Somehow their screens just mixed. All right. Jahan and Teb. Are you guys mute? John, Teb, are you wanting to do anything, or are you just kind of waiting for everyone to...
No, I was waiting for everybody to gather back.
Okay, Teb, how about you? You see, walking behind the buildings, you see Tial and Finn heading back to the Stonehill.
So Teb looks over to Finn and says, "Hey, how'd it go with my girl?"
Oh, she's leaving town. She's leaving town.
So did you
Blizzard
buy
scared her
yourselves
off.
Did you buy yourselves an inn?
Yeah, I think we bought ourselves an inn.
It's more of like a drinking shack, but hey, you're in business. All right.
Gotta start somewhere.
After maybe 15, 20 minutes of waiting, it's getting on towards about 10 in the morning. Dicel comes back, his arms filled with 2 links of silk rope and a pair of large metal and wood pulleys. Okay.
So I tell the group the conversation that I had with Lenine Greywind, that she really didn't know anything in terms of who the Black Spider is or was. However, she kind of confirmed Gundren's pointing to the east for the spirit.
All right.
Yeah, and perhaps we need to check in with the at the townmaster's hall, just to see if there's anybody else that might have any additional information on the red brands that we haven't encountered just yet.
Sounds good.
Okay, you head back to the Townmaster's Hall, where your friend Sildar has recently been installed, and you walk in. There again, sitting in the corner, hands sheepishly wringing, face downcast, is Harbin Wester, while Sildar sits at his desk, reviewing some reports and reading through several of the town minutes and making notes. He looks pleased as you walk in, and he says to you, "Oh, excellent, good to see you. So, Gundren came and saw me this morning. It was most agreeable. Made some arrangements. I assume that you've been amply rewarded for the dangers that you faced in rescuing him?"
Indeed, yes, amply rewarded.
Excellent.
Also, I wanted to let you know that I am now the proud owner of the Sleeping Giant establishment.
Congratulations. So, you'll be wanting to burn it to the ground and rebuild, right?
Indeed.
Excellent, excellent. So, what brings you in this morning?
Sorry, my other phone's going off. I apologize.
It's alright. Looks you not here to take the bounty on the orcs, are you?
Well, that is appealing indeed. We're also looking to see if perhaps we might find anyone else that lives in town that might give us some additional information on the red brands. We are trying to seek out the Black Spider. And,
Hey,
We're trying to find out where we might find someone who has that information.
You still have the gentleman whose knees is crushed, correct? He was turned into the magistrate.
Well, he was here. Yep, he's here in a holding cell. Last I heard.
He's still alive, is he not?
We left him alive.
Can we go talk to him?
He would be here.
Sildar looks and says, of course. Please, by all means. And he stands and he walks off to the side and he unlocks the door down to the cell down below this first floor. And he says, just don't bash his knees anymore. He won't shut up about it. Even though we did get a healer for him.
He's got fingers.
All right.
I promise I will not bash a knee.
No knees.
No knees, Finn. No knees.
No knees.
He's got so many other body parts.
No knees.
Yeah.
You will smash nothing.
See, now I understand.
Adventures. Right. I'll be at my desk. The door's open, though. You hear him stomp back over to his desk. Down at the bottom of the stairs is a short 15-foot hallway fronting a large cell in which sits your one captive. Seeing you, he gives a start and he backs right up into a corner, his eyes wide. No. You stay away from me. I've been remanded to the law, and don't you come out. Keep him away from me, he says, pointing at Finn.
Settle down. He's already promised that we're not going to bash any body parts at all.
How about you promise you're not going to put a finger on me?
I can't do that.
Hey,
but I
man,
never said anything about stretching. And I do have these pulleys and some rope.
And with that, Jahan's going to put his leg like really high and go, I can stretch.
I was wondering why the pulleys.
Hey.
He's gonna make us a rack.
He gives a sniff and he's like, Master Sildar promise. I'll scream. I will scream. I really hate you guys. What do you want to know?
We just need some information.
What do you want to know?
Black spider.
Red bird. What? Black spider. What?
Wrong answer.
I'm gonna pull the pulleys out and set them down.
Okay. What do you want? Black spider? Come on.
Who is
the black spider?
Who's Chicken Little? I don't know, man. What really? Who's the black spider? I really honestly don't know what you're getting at. That bounces a small ball of fire from hand to hand using precedent. His eyes grow wide.
We went through this song and dance the last time. It took you losing both kneecaps before you could remember.
Look, I know. I was a little bit recalcitrant to be completely forthcoming during our last interaction, but I was in front of my peer group. They were putting a lot of pressure on me, and I swear to God, I don't know who Black Spider is. I really don't.
Pressure? They were dead.
Is the cell locked?
Do you go to open it?
Yeah. I'm just gonna like pull it, not hard, but see if it's locked.
All right. He yeah. You rod like clank, 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 and the red brand seems to like relax a little, realizing that he is locked inside the cell and safely out of your arm's reach. You are a rat bastard. You pull out these tools and begin working the lock, and he's like, oh my God! Master Sildar! Master Sildar!
I was just gonna let you get some air. Why do you think the worst of everything?
Sildar shouts down the stairwell. Try not to kill him in there. I hate cleaning up blood.
We won't.
Don't worry, I'm a cleric.
All right, the Red Bren crawls into the corner and starts sobbing, just looking at the five of you, eyes wide, shaking, clearly not looking forward to what you have intended.
Look, you've got to have some kind of information that might help us. Somebody that might be able to give us more information if you have nothing.
Look, like I told you, you know, I really, honestly don't. I hadn't been with the Red Brands very long, just a couple months. And Glassstaff he didn't tell me anything. You know, Edermath. That guy, he knows things. He's been around. He's traveled. He might know somebody. He might have heard a rumor. Yeah, you should check with Edermath. Darren Edermath. He owns the orchard. And he looks at the walls of the cell underground and he kind of points and he thinks about it and he looks at the stairs and he's like, yeah, Edermath at the orchard. Over there by Sister Graelli's.
I'm gonna finish opening the lock as he's saying this and say,
Alright.
Are you sure?
I'm really sure. I'm certain. I swear.
Roll
find
an
information.
insight.
You're pretty certain that he is telling the truth and that he is not lying.
All right.
I'm gonna use my thieves' tools again to lock the lock.
All right. Go ahead and roll with these tools. Yeah, it's not a hard lock to lock or unlock. And with a loud clack, the bolt falls into place and the Red Brand visibly relaxes. Like,
Put my pulleys away for now.
all right. You're just gonna travel around with pulleys and rope just in case somebody needs a good stretching.
Well, I have a plethora of things. I mean, I still carry around ball bearings and pittons, and I have tools for what's necessary.
Did you say you have a plethora of piñatas?
Yes, our lightly traveling halfling.
Alright, so we're going to the orchard?
So it's Darren Edermath.
Go to the orchard.
Should we ask Sildar where exactly the orchard is?
Maybe ask him
Well,
about
he did say it was up by Sister
Edermath.
Grayling's house.
Corelli?
Yeah.
Okay.
Grayling,
ask him what he knows about Edermath as well. What kind
Yeah,
of
we could
person-
ask on the way out, yeah.
All right, Sildar is sitting there and he's kind of chuckling and he shakes his head and the old threatened torture trick, eh? Works like a charm. Works like a charm.
Especially when you mean it.
Brighton.
So, you seem to have a question for me.
Yes, we're just verifying some information. Darren Eldermath. Yeah, we think he
Edermath.
may know something of the Red Brands, or maybe perhaps had some dealings in the past with them.
Edermath? No, Edermath owns the orchard across on the other side of the town green, but, dealings with the Red Brands, other than to give them a sound thumping? No, I don't think so. That hellfella has seen some action, and, he's not the kind to brook nonsense. He's somebody
Well, dealings
that I
maybe
would
not dealings could have been in any way,
No.
not necessarily with, but maybe against.
Edermath, maybe. He might. He's not overly sociable, but he's a good sort. I've talked to him more than a few times, and yeah, he's a decent chap. Carries himself like a warrior, though. Has that hard glint in his eye.
I like him already.
Alrighty then, let's go have a chat with him.
Alrighty. Alright, you cross the green into the apple orchard. Small, well-kept cottage, neat, well built, well tended, well maintained. You see that the roof tiles, several have been replaced very recently. You hear a jovial humming coming from out in the trees of the orchard. As you walk underneath the branches, you see the branches are fat with beautiful red apples that are just coming to ripeness. Ahead of you, you see a well-built half-elf, very fit, powerful shoulders, narrow hips, arms that are cut. You see a few scars on his hands, on his face. Nothing totally disfiguring, but you can tell that he's seen some action. As he hears you approach, he turns, he reaches up one casual hand, pulls out an apple as big as a baby's head, and takes a bite and munches it as he watches you approach and waits for you to draw close and introduce yourselves.
As I approach in Elvish, I'll say, "Good day, brother."
And he gives a nod. Welcome back, Trix Loki.
I am Jahan. These are my friends Finn, Dysol, Teal, and Tab.
He looks at you and says, in accented common, he says, "And you may call me Darren. Darren Ettermouth."
It's very nice to meet you, Darren.
You as well, John.
The reason for our visit, your name came up. We were talking to someone about. We had some questions about the red brands and or possibly who they've been reporting to. We were wondering if you had any information on someone who goes by the alias of Blackstaff.
Spider.
Sorry, Spider. Black Spider.
When it comes to the glass staff and the red brand, I heard that you had dealt with them. I mean, it's the talk of the village. But this Black Spider, I have not heard anything. I know I have not heard the name. I know some people that I could reach out to, but... You dealt with the red brand, correct?
We did.
Indeed.
And the glass stuff.
And glass staff. Sildar, when I talked to him, said that you had rescued him from a bunch of Cragmaw goblins. Is this also correct?
It's correct.
That is
And
correct.
also Gundren is back in town.
And you rescued Gundren, and that was from... where? Another goblin hideout?
Cragmaw
Castle.
Keep? Castle?
Tell you what. You seem capable. You seem... able. You seem... strong. If you do me a favor, there is something I have been concerned about, then I will ask my contacts, you know, people who buy the apples, and see if I can learn anything about this Black Spider, you said?
That's correct.
Correct.
Welcome back, Aiden. And that's because you are a murder oboe Ross. Okay, let's see. He looks at you and he says, I've heard from some prospectors that there are some ruins known as the Old Owl Well, about 2 days' march northeast of Phandelver, out down the Tribord Trail. I also know... Well, there are two things. These prospectors told me that they were there nosing around, seeing if they could find anything of value when they were chased away by a horde of undead. I also know that the place used to be part of an ancient kingdom called Netheril. And there might be dangerous magic still dormant there. I've been meaning to suit up and head out that way just to make sure everything is alright. I mean, after all, I wouldn't want something to threaten my orchard. It is the business of my life now. But if you would be willing to go out there and check into that, make sure that there's nothing untoward happening, I will ask around, ask who I know, and maybe have an answer for you when you return.
I have a follow-up question. Do you just want to know what's there, or if something is there that is untoward, what is your next step? Or do you not want us to do anything? Do you just want us to reconnaissance it, or do you?
If you find evil, I would have you deal with evil, as you dealt with the Red Brands, as you dealt with the goblins.
Okay. And I look up at one of the apples. May I?
Help yourself. The trees are very, very thick with apples.
Thank you.
It's been a good season.
It's delicious. Well.
An apple falls from a tree behind him. Thud. It's been so good they're picking themselves, actually.
I look at the group.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me. We'll be back with some information and some news, hopefully.
Alright, perfect. No, Ross GK, you are not a murder hobo.
I don't know.
Messing with you, buddy. Messing with you. Alright. So you have just spoken to Darren Edermath, and he has asked you to head towards Old Owl Well, several miles up the Tribord Trail. Or a couple days march up the Tribord Trail. Give me one quick second here. As we relocate. Do you
I turn
ahead.
to the group and say, weren't the orcs on the Tribord Trail as well? Or somewhere near there?
Yeah, east on the Tribord Trail, I believe.
Okay. Which way is this Old Owl Well? Is it east or is it west?
He said east.
Okay.
Alright. Dysol, do you guys want to leave that morning? Do you want to provision to leave the next morning?
What time of day is it?
Just before noon.
I assume that we'll have rested before then. I'm sitting at 10 of 25 hit points.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
We took a rest before we met up with Gunjar.
yeah. We rested last night.
We rested last night.
Okay.
in town.
So the question is, do you want to leave?
Yeah.
Now. Okay.
Let's hit it.
All right. You saddle up, you gather your gear, strap on your packs, and you start heading off to the east. Go ahead and lead us off, Dysol, and we will follow you. And I will let you know if anything happens.
I shall. I'm gonna start off heading towards the Tribord Trail.
Okay.
So 3 blocks for a day of such, I believe.
Yep. Well, yeah, it's not actually that far. We'll do 3 per roll. I'm actually looking for the scale. I forgot how far those were. I'm gonna zoom out. Okay, yeah, no. All right, so you have traveled about 10 miles, just at the edge. The first part of your journey, no encounters. The trail seems fine.
Okay. Then I'm gonna continue heading towards the east.
All right. Okay, you can move one more. Travel was fast. You reached the end of your first day of travel. Who wants to take first watch?
I don't know who else is an elf.
Teb and Finn are half elves.
And I am wood elf.
Finn
So
is not a half elf.
Oh, I thought you were a half elf. Sorry.
All right.
Finn is a half elf. My bad.
Yeah, I thought we were.
Yep, that's right. That's right. Sorry. So many games.
Okay. What is your order?
I'll take
I
first.
only need 4 hours as well. I'll take second if you want.
Finn. Jahan. Who comes after Jahan?
I will.
The Dragonborn in the middle of the night. Who does the Dragonborn wake up?
Who's sleeping? Teb?
Yeah.
Teb
I'll wake up
raises-
Teb.
Teb, in an audio environment, raises his hand. Thank you, Forrest. All right, so that leaves the halfling to take the last watch and wake everyone up at dawn. I like to make these rolls in the open because, you know, dramatic tension.
Ooh.
The
Guys,
whole
no-
night goes by.
The whole night goes by because the DM's too lazy to open up a new map. No, I'm not. No, I am not. So let's see what comes out. And we're just going to play it out on here because I actually don't have a extra map set up. So just 1 second while we do this. Actually, give me a couple of seconds. Chatter amongst yourselves and talk about your characters because I am going to do some wonderful DM magic.
Ooh, DM magic.
DM
We
magic.
have three. We have three missions.
Finn is
Each,
Finn is
right?
indeed a half elf, but he is not just a half elf. He is a dragon marked half elf.
The rogue is a halfling, yes.
What did you ask, Teb?
We actually have three missions to the east on Tribord Trail, right?
Yes,
We have the
orcs,
sisters, the
orcs,
orcs,
the
and
sister, and the owl.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Alright, for those of you out there in Twitch land, this is very, very boring, I know, but this happens to DMs all the time, where you think you've got everything handled, and then at the last moment, your players or a dice roll, and you have to react fast. You need to keep the story moving, so you have to keep talking to them, while you quickly search for that map or anything that will work in this particular case. I'm still searching. Oh, good grief. All right.
Do I have a minute to
Yes, you do.
refill my coffee? All right, I'll be right back.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. All right. I apologize to our viewers, but hey, it's a learning. Hey, look at that.
This guy Charlie just keeps talking.
I really, really do.
Yeah, that's cute coming from who it's coming from there.
Burn.
All right, we are going to go with. We're gonna go with this. If it looks familiar to some of you, I apologize. All right, set dimensions. 25 by 25. Set. Alright. Okay, you are on a dry, desiccated part of the road in the middle of the night. Or is dawn starting to come, peeking its head over the mountains to the east, when you hear a buzzing coming out of the dark sky. Let me put the characters on the battle map. You probably want a darker grid, correct?
This works.
This works. I can
All
see
right.
everything.
Yeah, fine by me.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Although you may have to move my token once, because I do not have.
I will move it. 1 second. Sturge 7. Oakley dokley. Oh, crud. Why can I not select any of you? Oh, that's
We in the
why
right layer?
no, you're not. I accidentally put you all on the map layer. There we go. There we go. All right. Thank you for your patience. And of course, our viewer count dropped to 0. Yay! No, I'm kidding. Alright, zooming in.
He said, "Is that Minneapolis?"
Who said that?
Ross.
Ross.
Actually, it reminds me a little of Avernus.
It kind of does.
Shut it.
Oh, that's where we've seen it before. I'm a little slow.
Hush! Alright. You hear a buzz and a whoosh coming out of the dark sky to the north. The morning sky is a little overcast, and you're not sure what is making the buzzing noise when suddenly you see, coming out of the darkness, large mosquito-like creatures buzzing straight towards you. Their proboscises extended, long, nasty tongues lapping hungrily. Let's roll some initiative. Alrighty. Sturges. For those don't know, let's see if I've got a handout. So, people out there in Twitch land that have never seen one. So this is a sturge. Take a mole rat, take a mosquito, combine them with a bat, give them a bad attitude and a thirst for character's blood. You have a sturge. Alright. Sturge comes buzzing in, flying its full speed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, next sturge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Jahan.
Okay, I will move on. I can. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna take a swing at the sturge in front of me.
Alright. You sweep out into the air with your fist and you punch the oncoming pest, blasting it back into the air. Go ahead and roll damage. There's a crack and a splat, and the small little fiend literally explodes underneath your punch.
I am going to move another 10 feet, and I'm going to hit it with my quarterstaff. Or attempt.
You swing at the small little brute and you bat it just like you are hitting a home run. All right, this quarterstaff connects. There is a crack and a splat, and the Sturge is knocked to the ground with a thud.
For a, you know what? I'm going to move back to here, and that is my turn.
Perfect. Sturge. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sturge comes dive bombing in on you, Finn. What is your armor class?
It is 18.
The Sturge comes diving in, landing right on your back left shoulder. It punches its little proboscis right into the exposed area of your neck. Drives it in, doing 7 points of piercing damage as it slurps up your blood.
I will rebuke its attack.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and link that in. Wrath of the Storm. Thunderously rebuke the Sturge. Naughty little creature. And Dex saving throw, and it takes 2d8. 2 words. Overkill. All right. Dexterity saving throw. And
Wisdom modifier. Oh, that's the number of times I can use it. I don't know what the save would be in this.
So a
My
dex
spell
save.
Yeah,
Oh,
dex save. Probably a lot higher than the 6 that the Sturge rolled. Lightning crackles as you say the word, and the small bug erupts and falls off of your shoulder with a squeal. Alright, another Sturge comes dive bombing in, buzzing hungrily. Okay. Another Sturge. This one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Dysol. One comes buzzing right towards your face. What's your armor class, Rogue?
My armor class is 14.
14. The Sturge lands right on your chest, driving its nasty proboscis right in the soft hollow of your throat. It slurps out 7 points of blood and claws itself in to hang on for the ride. Let's see. Anything else that do you have any reactions you might want to use? No?
Yeah. Well, I don't have any. The only thing I could try is like an acrobatics check, but
Oh, okay. No. However, it is your
no.
turn. Welcome,
Yeah,
Vicar.
I'll use my short sword on it, I suppose.
All right, let's. We've got several more viewers. Whipfid5555 discoursed, Mammon420. I think I said hi to those two, and Vincent Calfo. Welcome all of you to the stream. Feel free to interact with us. We're kind of here for the attention. And Thicker. So hi. All right. So Dysol, you swing your short sword, trying to punch the Sturge off of your chest. However, that was an abysmally low roll. Roll a die 20 again.
I have lucky.
I know, but still, roll the die 20 again. Perfect. Go ahead and roll your attack again with lucky. 18. This time, however, you prise your short sword in and you flip the Sturge off. Go ahead and roll damage.
The sneak wouldn't be there, so it would be 4.
More than enough. Prizing the small pest off of your chest, you cut it down and it flops to the ground, dead like the rest.
Wonderful. And I'm gonna sidestep through these gentlemen here and attempt to evade in the shadows.
Oh, Sirenscape's locked up. Perfect, thank you. Alrighty. Another Sturge comes buzzing in. 7, 8. All right.
This is true.
You ever been camping and the mosquitoes get really thick? 5, 6, 7, 8. Anyone?
Yes, I have.
I have.
Yeah, that's what this is like.
Yep.
All right, Teal.
Let's see if I've got enough. That's alright. I will move to there.
Oh,
I will move here to engage this one, and I will swing at it with my longsword.
alrighty.
As a bonus action, I will channel the divinity and vow of enmity on this beast. So that will give me advantage.
Okay,
Where did my sword go?
there we go. Now it's playing again. Perfect. You lash out with your longsword. Roll damage. You cleave the scourge in two. The two parts fall on either side of your sword with a bloody little splat into the dirt.
And that will end my turn.
Yeah.
Heb is going to target this guy right here with a fireball.
Firebolt.
Firebolt.
Oh, good, because I, for a second, thought you said fireball.
No.
All
I
right.
already used that poor guy up.
You throw your handful, and drastically too, you throw your handful of flame, catching the scourge as it turns and does a dive bomb, turning it into a little flaming meteor, and the thing crashes, burning and popping merrily like a pine cone on fire as it dies. Anything else, Teb?
Nope.
Finn, cleric.
I will toll the dead on this.
All right, perfect. And bong, bong, bong. The magic waves forward from your huge clap, cracking into the scourge, which seems to have no ears and buzzes right through the sonic attack. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
All right, the scourge. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6, 7, 8. That scourge is a dead scourge. That scourge is a dead scourge. Jahan.
I'm gonna move up to here and take a swing at this one with my quarterstaff.
Alright. I think that one's not in the initiative order. Alright, you lash out with your quarterstaff, cracking into the small little brute. Go ahead and roll damage. Perfect. You smack it straight into the dirt, crushing the life out of its tiny body.
And I am going to take an unarmed strike at this one to the left.
Alright, you lash out a hand trying to grab the scourge out of the sky. It darts, flits, and zips right out of your grasp. Anything else you want to try?
That's my turn.
Alright, that is a dead scourge. That is still a dead scourge, dead scourge, dead scourge. Dice all.
I'm gonna take aim at the one near Jahan
Alright,
and shoot.
your arrow sails right next to where the monk is trying to grab and bat at this little buzzing creature, pinning it right in the sky and knocking it down like a marshmallow on the end of a stick.
14.
Your arrow stands erect in the ground, bottom of it stuck in the body as it rolls and rocks like a buoy in the sea. Anything else, Dysol?
Just the standard. Walk through somebody and slip into stealth.
Was that in the guidebook? You know?
I hide between their legs. I think so.
Right. The matchbook. So you
I
want
think
to
the
be a
lizard's
rogue.
got a kilt on he can hide under. Don't know that I'd want to, but hey.
Indeed. Did you have to draw a bear before you went to rogue school?
No bears.
Does nobody remember that? Draw cubby. Oh, I leaped over him. 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright. That Sturge is dead. Teal.
I will move here and use my breath weapon to take out these two in a row. Let me get
That's the wall.
Yep.
10 by 30.
I think it's this one. 5 by 30.
5 by 30.
There we go.
All right.
And if I remember correctly, it is a 2d6. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right.
And the DC for your... Okay. Your DC is 8, plus your Constitution modifier, plus your proficiency bonus. Doing some quick math, what is that?
My proficiency bonus, my Constitution modifier is 1, and my proficiency bonus is 2, so 3.
So 3 plus
All
8
right.
is 11.
11.
Okay.
All right, so they have to make a Constitution saving throw, or get cooked. Oh my. However, even if they save, they take half damage, like a cat with a hairball. The Dragonborn begins to... and he opens his mouth, jaws wide, ah! As lightning comes flying out, slams into both of the small flying pests, rendering them combat ineffective as they drop to the ground like so many drifting cinders. There we go. Teb.
It is going to move back. Oh, no, it's not. Teb's going to move back over to here, and he's going to target this guy here for a firebolt. And gets nothing.
No, your firebolt goes sailing, and like a TIE fighter avoiding an incoming X-Wing, your firebolt goes wide, and the Sturge banks and avoids your attack. Anything else you want to try?
No, sir.
Alright, Cleric.
Sacred Flame on this one over here.
Alright, you summon up the radiant magic you let fly. It goes sailing out. This Sturge, dexterous little thing that he is, twists and jukes and banks right into the oncoming Sacred Flame. Go ahead and roll damage.
8.
8. Much like the one previously that just got cooked by the lightning, this one explodes into flame and it goes down with a small... There's a small explosion and then a group of Germans come running out from little tiny trenches. World War I reference. Nobody got it. Okay.
Oh, no. I got it completely.
I did say Sopwith.
Okay. Sturge is dead. Hold on! No, there's one left. John!
Up and take 2 strikes.
And
In the
this.
shin. In the shin.
You lash out with your quarterstaff, cracking the scourge right as it comes rushing at you, ready to drink your blood. Roll damage. You do. You smash it. The body pulps all over your quarterstaff, splashing you in the face with blood from its last meal. And with that, you have dealt with the pre-dawn scourge raid.
Nice.
Play the music. There we go.
And I got some temporary hit points out of it as well, which is
You
awesome.
did. Time now is 18:30 hours. That is 6:30 Pacific Standard Time, the only time that counts out here in Bigfoot country. So we are going to take a quick 10-minute break for people to refill their water, go use the necessaries before we move on and see what exactly is going on at the Old Owl Well. See you in a few minutes, everyone.
See you in a bit, guys.
Was that funny-esque enough?
It was. Tab, do you have your coffee mug handy?
All right. Welcome back, everyone. Lost Minds of Phandelver, a Twitch experiment. Everyone say hi.
Hello.
Hello.
And everyone cheers to the successful Sturge battle.
Hello.
Yay.
Yay. Bill, you're no fun. All right, you're back on the road, heading somewhere.
I cheers it.
He cheers it. All right. So, do I have the sound on? You know I've done that before too. Really, when I said a Twitch experiment, it said, "I have no idea what I'm doing. Please be gentle." Right? Okay, so you're on the Tribord Trail. Sun is beginning to peep through the clouds to the east of you. Trail looks clear. You don't see anything up ahead of you.
Probably as we move, can I just do, what would I need to roll to look for orc tracks? Just to see if we find any on our way?
Nature survival.
I will choose survival, please. Double 13.
Yeah, Monk, you don't think you see any orc tracks on the Tribord Trail this morning. All right, go ahead and move out. Let's do some. Okay, you've reached midday. You've covered about 15 miles. No incidences to report.
Okay. I'm gonna continue. How far are we going again? What, 3 days?
Yeah, he said about 2.5 days northeast of Phandelver. Realizing where you are now and where Phandelver is, let's show this to our viewers at home.
This would
Where
be about
Phandelver's
2
down
days.
here. Yeah, so, well, you've gone about
Almost 2 days.
almost 2 days, yeah. But then again, Darren Ettermath could be a slower walker, you know? And you're thinking kind of northeast, maybe somewhere in the hills to the southeast of you.
That's what I was quandering. So I'm gonna break off and head here for the night.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah, you're going slows down, definitely, as you start to climb into the hills. Instead of making those quick 5 miles or so every couple hours on the road, carrying all your gear, you're now slowing down to like a 1 or 2 mile trudge. You're gonna need to search the area to see if you can find this place called the Old Owl Well. The way we're gonna do this is when you move into a hex, you can do whatever combination of skills you want to locate the well inside the overgrown brambles, bracken, thickets, trees, etc.
wonderful. Who's the best at scouting, I should ask?
Probably you.
Not the best seeker, but I will.
I have halfway decent survival. If we want to look for tracks or something,
That would be beneficial if you would do survival checks for us.
Okay.
Because I
And
would
then
not
I have-
do well.
I have an okay insight as well. So
I mean, I have a pretty weak insight. That's about it that I would have.
All right, so John, you want to roll a survival for us?
sure.
All right. So Finn, what were you trying to find with your insight?
I was just trying to get a sense of the area, see if I could see any, any disturbed branches or maybe campsites or something.
Where you all are on the northern slopes of the low hills, you're not really able to make anything out to the southeast. You realize that maybe topping one of these hills, you might be able to get a wider area of view. But what you see is a clear view of the Tribor Trail to the north and extending off to the southwest, and also continuing off to the northeast. You do see somewhere maybe pushing 8 miles, 9 miles away to the northeast, it looks like the ruins of a small village. Perhaps that is the Coneyberry, which you had heard discussed by several people back in Phandelver. However, that's not the object of your quest at this time. Jahan, rolling your survival of 16, what were you trying to determine?
Any tracks, any kind of trails that it looks like is a traveled path, things like that.
All right. How wide of a net were you casting away from where you have all stopped on these northern slopes of these hills?
As far as I could effectively look.
100 yards, 300 yards, half a mile.
Let's do 100 yards.
Okay. Surrounding where you have stopped for your afternoon break and meal, you don't find anything that indicates a pathway. You do find a game trail that seems to extend to the southeast. Well, yeah, that's southeast-ish. It's south-southeast by south.
Okay.
It kind of wends its way between a notch between a larger hill to the south. Where it goes, once it disappears around the bend, the shoulder of the hill, you can't tell.
Okay. And I let the group know, and I think we should crest the hill and look again.
Let's crest the hill.
Okay. Go ahead and crest the hill.
I think we should crest the hill.
I think what you're asking me is that you want to crest the hill. Is that correct?
Yes. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. The hill has been crested. What would you like to do? What would you like to do now that you have a view of the surrounding area?
Having crested the hill,
Okay.
what do we see?
Let's look again. Do you want another survival roll?
Roll perceptions unless you're actively looking for tracks or trail sign. All right. John, you can't really see anything there. Hills and trees. Anyone else going to take a look? Finn, you think you see somewhere off to almost the southeast, more east by southeast? Is that the shape of a building? No, it's off. It's off. It's around the shoulder of the mountain, of the hill to the south of you, like in a valley, in a wide area. More over here.
Oh, so almost due east.
Almost. Yeah, it's east by southeast.
Gotcha. I point that direction.
That's the way we need to go.
More hills to be crested.
More hills to be crested. All right, so we're gonna go up to the next hill.
All right.
Crest the hell out of that.
Do you climb the hill or do you go down into the lowlands underneath the hills?
I say we climb the hill so we get a sense of the area.
Yes.
Although I think probably what we're looking for is not going to be on a hill.
I agree. The higher ground is better strategically.
All right, so you want to climb up to the top of the hill to the south?
Get a bird's eye view.
Yeah.
So this one.
Yeah. All right, you climb to the top of the next hill. However, as you get to the top of the hill, you realize that you have used all of your available daylight as the sun slowly dips into the west and disappears past the Sword Coast into the Azure Sea. All right, we're doing the same Finn, John, TL, Teb, and Dysol order.
Yep.
Yes.
Sounds good.
Oh, crud. The dice aren't showing as I roll them to see what's happening.
I see him actually.
You do.
Yep.
Well, I'm talking about out there in Twitchland.
Oh.
The night passes without incident. The sun rises in the east. The shadows of the hills bathing the entire valley below you in shadow. You have to wait several hours before the sun will really spill down into it, lighting up the forest floor below. Or you could head down and start exploring.
I think I'm gonna go into stealth and kind of scout out the area. Just waiting while it's lighting up.
Okay, how far are you leaving? How far are you going from your camp on the top of the hill?
To the opening of the undervalley.
Okay, so you're heading down the hill?
Yes,
Into the
slowly.
valley? Okay, so as you head down, once you get down there, nothing, you see nothing that gives you surprise, but once you get down there, you see thick copses of trees and, like rock formations. Go ahead and give me a perception roll as you're down there.
Notoriously bad at these.
Still pretty dark. Still pretty shadowy down there. Do you head back to the party on top of the hill?
I'm gonna stay in stealth and just kind of hang out here for a bit.
Okay. After your breakfast of cold jerky and hardtack and water, Dysol excuses himself and trundles his short little hobbit feet on down the mountainside. What are the rest of you doing while the rogue is out a-roguing?
Well, I mean, we did make it all the way to the top of the hill so we could see down. So I imagine it makes sense to wait till we can see down.
Perfect. Go ahead and give me perception rolls as you are waiting for the sunlight to... Perfect. John and Teb, you don't really see anything. Teb, you're looking too far south. The Dragonborn stares right into the rising sun, starts squirting tears out of his eyes and says, "Wrong, wrong, wrong." Finn, however, for those that don't know, he rolled a 1. Alright, so Finn, as your eyes cover the bottom of the valley, there, just above the trees, you see the glint of concrete and stone, and you see Old Alwell, maybe 7.5 miles down into the valley.
Sounds good. I let everybody know that quarry's in sight.
Should we try to go find the halfling?
Can we follow his footsteps down?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. If you head down after him, you'd probably be able to find him, or he'll pop
Yeah,
out.
I'm close enough that if you started moving, I'll circle back to you.
Okay.
Alrighty.
So we'll regroup and go where we're told to.
From which direction do you want to approach the ruins?
Does anybody see a map?
Furthest from the bad guys.
There we go. Okay.
I'm thinking How high are the ruined walls?
10, 12 feet. However, I didn't put dynamic lighting on them, so yeah, you can see through them.
Okay. Let's come in from the east.
All right. So you go ahead and circle.
Circle around the north and then come around, yeah, to the east. Figuring maybe we could come in this break in the wall.
As you crest a low ridge, you spy the crumbling ruins of an old watchtower standing amid the rugged hills. The place is so old that the walls are only mounds of rubble enclosing a courtyard of sorts adjacent to a broken stump of an old tower. A colorful tent has been set up in the middle of the courtyard, but no one is in sight.
Not every day.
Well, should we
Go check it out.
Paladin.
inch closer?
Yeah, let's get a little closer, and then the paladin can use his divine smell.
I can, and I will. I am
Anything
going
evil
to-
around here.
You said, oh, there's a break in the wall right here, though. Let me see what the distance is on that. I'll just link it in chat. 60 feet, so
That is not behind total cover. So, and there are breaks in the wall, so I would think that would be sufficient.
Well, it just gives us a sense of what's in the area, not necessarily
yeah, and it's going to give us a
the
pretty big.
location of every item.
Yeah.
That is a 60-foot template. I'll zoom out so people can see how big that really is. That green area is how far your divine sense reaches out. Divine sense is nothing other than the smell of something obnoxious and rotten for evil or undead, and the smell of cookies and baking bread for something good and celestial.
So I will use my divine sense to see if I can sense anything of evil.
Yeah, you get the odor of death and decay, rotting things coming from inside the shell of the watchtower.
Okay, so I'm going to let my companions know that something evil is present here. I sense it. I sense it in the watchtower area. Maybe you guys want to circle down to the south and around and see if we can get eyes on them. I assume we can't see these. You said these walls are 10 to 12 feet.
Correct.
Unless
Yeah.
you want me to scale the wall and see if I can see what I can see up on the wall.
Sure. Do you have any ranged weapons, John?
Just the dart.
Okay. If you got up on this side of the wall, we may be able to get them in a
Crossfire.
Yeah, we could flank them from this side, depending on what you see.
Here's my question though. We see this colored tent, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it was the request was to come here and eradicate anything that was here, right? or anything that was...
Well, what Darren Edermath had said is he had heard rumors that some prospectors had been chased away by a bunch of undead, and that also that this was an area of a long fallen empire known as Flippy Netheril. A long fallen empire of Netheril. And he was worried that there might be some evil magics, some powerful magics still here that would tempt ne'er-do-wells around. So he just wanted someone to come out, check out the rumors, and if you came across anything that needed dealing with, deal with it.
Deal with it.
All right, I'm going to go around the back. And I have this.
Mask of the Wild. You can attempt to hide even when you are only lightly obscured by foliage, heavy rain, falling snow, mist, and other natural phenomena.
I don't know if that's going to help me, like when I get to the top of the wall, but let's see. What do you need me to cast to scale the wall to here? You said it's 12 feet, right?
Mm-hmm. And athletics to climb on up.
Athletics, not so good. Okay.
Wait, we have the only non-athletic monk.
Well, athletics is strength. I have acrobatics. Can I flip up off this wall, do like a parkour, and up here with acrobatics instead?
Parkour.
You can try athletics to parkour your way up. I'll allow that. Yo, you jump up onto the low rubble of the surrounding wall. Try to gain purchase on the tower wall to scramble your way up, but unfortunately are not able to get purchase to pull yourself on the lip of the shattered tower.
I'm going to come to this point here, and I'm going to try to jump up on the wall right here.
Ooh. Too bad it wasn't at 20. So you are going to try and make that 12.5-foot jump with a vertical gain of about another.
Well, I'm gonna try to jump it off of where the rocks are falling and get grip holds.
So you're gonna try and jump on the wall from here over to here?
I'm just trying to scale right to here. Just
Yeah, that you can do. These part of the walls are rather low. They're not as high as all that.
Yes, but that if I can scale this around to here, I may be able to get purchase higher.
Absolutely, I see what you're doing. You confused me from being here. I see what you did. Okay, you were standing on the gap. No problem. You are able to leap across that gap right there. You are now probably 6 feet up the wall. There's maybe another 6 feet of the tower wall ahead of you.
Try to take a step and kick off up to the top.
You are able to climb to the top of the wall without issue.
Okay.
All right. Finn, what are you doing?
I can't.
I am moving to the center of the ruins and turning the undead.
You're at here. From right there.
They got to be around here somewhere. This is one way to find them.
Or
Leroy Jenkins.
or in DM speak for your poor DM. Alrighty. Yes, indeed. The cleric walks into the center of the ruins, lifts his holy symbol, and screams out the name of his lord,
Holy
saying,
crap.
turn, you filthy undead, turn. And that is going to kick off our initiative order. Yeah. Not watching it on the stream, you liar.
No, I actually, my character sheet fits right over that, so I can see everybody's face in the chat, but I can't see what the map is.
Of course you can't, you big poopy head. Alrighty, let's see this. Let's get some suitable music. Let us find some suitable combat noises. Let us find some moaning zombies. Do I have any? That'll do. Alright, and an axe and shield, and a zombie bite. Very loud. Turn that down. Alrighty. Finn, you're gonna go out of order because you kicked this off. Go ahead and link your turn undead for us, please. Alright, within 30 feet, wisdom saving throw for all these undead. I have... Group check is not up, so we will just do one roll to make it easy. Gravy boat. Alright, you let fly with your channel divinity, calling upon the power of your deity, and the holy magic flashes. En masse, most of the horde of zombies turns and begins fleeing away from you. Alright, so Teal, as I mark all these zombies, what would you like to do, Paladin? Run in and do the same.
My Paladin does not have turn the undead. Well, I'm gonna hold my turn till after.
No problem. Jahan.
Dice off.
One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm gonna take a swing at this one.
You crack the zombie with your quarterstaff right across its buttocks. It lets out an enraged hiss and spins. No longer turn.
Then I am going to take an unarmed strike on him as well.
Alrighty. You lash out with a fist and punch the zombie right in its rotten, desiccated face. Its head snaps back. You hear the crunch of bones and a splatter of rotten blood and flesh sprays all around your knuckles. Anything else, Monk?
As a bonus action, I'm going to spend a key point. Let me just read it.
Hey, I gotta call out some new watchers. Welcome 24-hour music. Game Trend Analytics, maybe a bot. If you aren't, I apologize. And Madison Moybog, welcome. Hope you enjoy the stream. Alright, so the last thing you did, unarmed strike. I'm sorry, I spoke over you.
I am going to spend a key point, use a bonus action to disengage, and move my remaining 10 feet to here.
Sounds good. Rogue, you're on the wall. You see a whole bunch of zombies starting to shamble forward or run away from the cleric. What do you want to do?
I'm going to let loose and target this one.
All right. Your arrow sails out, punching into the rotted flesh right through whatever clothes or robes this corpse was once wearing in life. Roll damage.
20 with sneak.
20 with sneak. Your arrow tears through the abdomen. There's a loud farting noise as it rips through the swollen, bloated belly, and half of the body just kind of shudders away. The whole zombie flumps over in an odd size, looking as though it's going to fall lifeless into the ground in just a moment. Anything else, Rogue?
No, not at this time.
Alrighty. Zombie! Zombie lets out a low moan and starts shambling forward, slow and inexorable. Alright, the next zombie, the one that just got punched, takes a step forward. 1, 2, 3. Pulls back that fist, trying to hit the monk. So slow are the undead that it doesn't even come close to touching you. Alright, this zombie has turned and needs to flee from the source of its terror. 1, 2. And it sticks right in the back wall, moaning and clawing. Same with this zombie as well. That zombie is also turned. Finn!
I'd like to take my turn now, if you don't mind.
Paladin!
I'm going to Toll the Dead on this one up front.
On this one right here?
The one right here.
You also have Toll the Dead?
I sure do.
Haha! Oh, it's the old one. It's the old one. Alright. And that is...
Is it a 1d12? This is the first time I've ever had this spell.
Yeah, he's damaged, so it's a 1d12.
Okay.
Undamaged, it's a d8.
Alright, and it blows its wisdom saving throw. The zombie just kind of shudders and shambles, but still keeps its feet underneath your magical attack. Anything else, Paladin?
Not at this time.
Alright. Finn!
Now that they're all together, I would like to cast Thunderwave.
Thunderwave. Alrighty.
Nice one.
Oh, sorry. I can't cast. It's from self. Shatter.
Oh, okay. You probably need to put that back out there.
And I think that might be a smaller radius too.
It
10
is.
foot.
It's a 10 foot. Constitution.
You still might get a big chunk of them. Yeah.
Alright,
By
go ahead
6
and
of
roll
them.
your damage.
You wait. You hold your action until the end of their turn.
Channel Divinity, so that's just 3d8.
Oh, all that effort for that.
Agree.
Oh, man.
And they're all
Alright.
coming back at us.
And that gets its Constitution saving throw. 15, 16. Yep, it beats it, so this one only drops down to 1 hit point. This looks bad for our adventurers, as the spell that the cleric just set off has undone the turn on so many of them.
All right, get him, Teb.
Wishing we had that fireball right about now.
Nah, the fireball was properly used.
Oh, it was. I'm just saying I wish we had another.
2 fireballs would have been useful.
Wow. Wow, Finn. Wow. Can anyone guess what that has just earned our cleric?
A wah wah wah.
Alright. Zombie! Zombie comes moving forward. 1, 2, 3, 4. Teb.
So Teb is going to move. If Teb can grab himself. To right here beside Gian.
Hey, mine's on the opposite. Mine's in the. Yours is on the sides. Mine's in the middle.
Charlie, can I get a 5 by 30? See if I can do this without burning up all my friends.
Should be able to take out like 3 or 4 of them.
It's a little third-degree burns between friends.
You could turn it too.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time grabbing that, but
There's a little box up here.
Right at the north. Right there. Do you see it?
It's kind of
It's
hard
the
to
little
see.
blue one right here. See?
Little dot.
There you go.
That was me, but
Looks like you could get 3 of them. But it looks like you might also are going to be getting your buddies.
Yeah, you might need to take a step forward there.
I don't really want to be that close. Okay.
Finn pushes him forward.
There you go. Now you can get 4.
Can we tilt it just a little bit more? Or maybe I can get one piece of that other guy.
I can.
A little bit towards this one. See if we can get 5 of them out of it.
Don't be greedy.
Ah.
Yeah, there are a little.
There you go.
Hey. All right.
There. Make
Wow.
your
All right.
count. Don't do like I did.
I try not to.
Alright. DC 13 for Agonar's Scorcher. You reach your hand out and you shoot fire. Oops, I did lightning. Thought you were doing a different spell. You shoot fire from your hands, and the huge wall of flame goes rocketing past the undead. Let's go ahead and do their dex saving throw. 1 roll, 4 zombies. Alright, half damage. Get rid of that. Very nicely done, though. He needs a constitution save. In this case, 5 plus 6 is 11, so he bursts into flames, but he doesn't quite fall all the way to the ground.
Which one was that, Charlie?
The one standing right in front of you and Teb.
Okay.
Yeesh.
So, mechanically, what happens, that I will explain to the people watching out there in Twitch land, is that a zombie, when it takes damage that would reduce it to 0 hit points, or otherwise kill it, gets a constitution saving throw of 5 plus the amount of damage. If it succeeds that Constitution saving throw, it instead drops to 1 hit point, representing the fact that they're undead and they're hard to put down permanently. Anything else, Teb?
Nope. So did we hit all 4 of them, or just that one?
Yeah, you hit all 4 of them. All 4 of them. Took their points down. Welcome cleaning the house. Welcome to the stream. All right, the zombie that had previously been so beat upon. 1, 2, 3, 4 comes crowding in. All right, this zombie. This one is turned. Ah! Actually, the last one, and that zombie is still turned. This zombie also still turned. Oh, whoops. And let's see, this zombie here, not turned. Ha 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 ha. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. All right, Teal.
All right, I will move to here. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and get right in here. I am going to attack this one here. And I will use my Vow of Enmity and give me advantage on that zombie nasty.
Alrighty.
Oh my god.
You lash out with the longsword and cleave into the undead. Go ahead and roll damage.
Very good.
And it was the one right in front of Teb, correct?
Correct. Nope, the one at the angle here. This one right here.
Oh, and with that, your sword cleaves through the corpse, and the pieces of the former elven fighter drop to the ground, never to rise again. Anything else, TL?
Nope, because I already used my bonus action, so I can't do that. I will. That's it for me. Thank you.
Perfect. Monk, Jahan.
I'm gonna take a swing with my quarterstaff on the one in front of Ted.
Alrighty. Oh, you completely miss with your quarterstaff. Go ahead.
Wow. Both ends of the spectrum there, buddy.
Mm-hmm. I am going to take an unarmed strike. Jesus.
You lash out with your fist, narrowly missing the corpse, exposed, rotten lips and teeth.
That is my turn.
Alrighty. Dysol.
I'm gonna take aim and shoot at the one just north of Teal. And since it's within 5 feet, I get advantage.
Alright, let fly. You knock an arrow, draw back to your ear, your fingers release cleanly. The arrow goes sailing out, punching into the corpse. Go ahead and roll damage. Very
12.
nice. Constitution saving throw probably won't make it. That is a 17. Oh, my Lanta. The arrow sticks in the small of the back. The zombie drops to its knees. You watch horrified as the corpse slowly picks itself back up. Anything else, Dysol?
That is all.
Alright. Zombie seems to take notice of you. You hear a noise from behind you, and an accented foreign voice coming out of the tent says, "What the hell is all of this?" The zombie, alright, this one, swings and attempts to smash Teb right in the face. What is your armor class, Forrest?
Not a lot.
Not a lot.
Not a lot. 11.
11. 10 less than what the zombie just rolled. The rotten, meaty huge fist smashes you right in the pickle for 7 points of bludgeoning damage. Blood begins to flow copiously down your lips and chin. Alright. This zombie takes exception to having been turned and turns to rejoin the fight. His companion, whoever she was in life, it doesn't matter. She approaches, death in her eyes. Get it? Zombie, undead, death. Finn!
I am going to toll the dead and the one in front of Teb.
Alright. Wisdom save for that zombie. Oh my goodness, what is keeping these corpses erect? The sound rolls over the corpse without effect. Anything else, Cleric?
No.
Alright. We have a cry for fan out, fan out, fan out from the peanut gallery. Alright, this zombie cocks back a fist and attempts to slam the paladin in the side of the head. Let's see, your armor class is an 18. You whip your head back as the stinking appendage goes sailing right by the end of your muzzle. Teb.
Teb's curious at who's behind us. He takes a quick peek behind himself.
You look over your shoulder and you see a bald-headed man with odd facial tattoos. He looks kind of dusky, as though he's not from around these parts, and he is dressed in ornate but disheveled red robes.
Okay. So for now, Teb's gonna ignore him and try to put a firebolt in this guy right in front of him.
Firebolt goes awry, goes sailing, and explodes in the back of the tower, failing to hit any of the shambling corpsmen. Anything else, Teb?
No.
That's re-dead zombie. That zombie is turned. That zombie is turned. That zombie is turned and attempts to shamble away more from the cleric. Zombie comes piling in, cocks back a fist and swings at the paladin's head. The fist connects, slamming you right in the back of the head, Dragonborn, doing an unbelievable 8 points of damage. Somehow this zombie found the power to really wound you. Tial, your turn.
For a bonus action, I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark on this fella down here.
Oh.
Unfortunately, I won't be able to use it this go, but I will at some point. And now, with my attack, I will attack this guy standing in front of Teb. I do not get advantage.
Alright. However, your longsword slashes out, cleaving into the corpse that threatens your companion. Tearing through it, he makes a Constitution saving throw. Unfreaking believable. Hanging on, even though you tear huge flaws of rotten necrotic flesh free from the corpse, the body still stands there, still fighting, still threatening Teb. Anything else, Paladin?
Not at this time.
Alright, Jahan.
I have a question. How far can I run somebody I'm grappling with?
Say that again?
If I were to pick up a zombie, can I run him over to the well and drop him into the well? Could I grapple, run him over, and let go?
Well, okay, so what would happen is you'd have to grapple. Then he would be fighting you the whole way to break your grapple and resist you dragging him. It would probably help if you had someone helping you, so you'd have advantage on that. And you would have to contest like every 5 feet of moving as he's fighting with you to not be carried away.
And would that be a strength versus strength roll?
Athletics versus athletics.
This is the meanest 1 hit point zombie ever.
Yeah.
Thrice dead zombie is gonna kill us.
Hold on a second. I'm just looking at what I have in my purview. Alright, I am going to just smack him again at the moment, because strength is not my forte. Quarterstaff.
Okay.
Oh,
Yes.
things look grim.
For 6.
Alright, you lash out with your quarterstaff, just narrowly missing whoever this strange arcane fellow is. You follow up with a fist?
No, I wasn't hitting him, I was hitting zombie.
Oh, sorry. I was
Yeah.
getting a thing ready there. Alright, so yes, you crack out and slam the zombie. Go ahead and
miss, Charlie?
the 10
does it
hits. The 10 hits. So is that the 6? There we go.
No, 6, the same roll. So,
Okay. So you do 12 points of damage total. Let's see if he makes that Constitution saving throw.
The luckiest on the planet. Come on.
You crack the zombie right in the face, staving in that entire occipital ridge. The face is now concave. The zombie staggers, wobbles, and then lifts its fists back up again and stays in the fight.
Just screw this guy.
What the heck? Right on. Anything else, Monk?
no, that's my turn.
I want to back out of here, but I'm going to take 3 opportunity attacks if I do.
TL.
Okay, I'm not gonna attack the indestructible zombie. Instead, I'm gonna attack this one here. I will, as a bonus action, channel Divinity Vow of Enmity and gain advantage on the attack.
All right. You lash out with the longsword, cleaving into the corpse. Putrid juices and offal go spilling out all over the place. However, the zombie is still erect and still intent on eating your brains. Anything
That
else,
will-
Paladin?
No, sir. Thank you.
Alrighty. Zombie! The zombie comes climbing slowly up the steps, swinging a fist at where you stand on the wall, just above it. What is your armor class, Dysol?
My armor class is 14.
The fist catches your leg as you try to dance away, giving you a deep bone bruise for 6 points of bludgeoning damage. Alright. This fellow steps away and just keeps watching the combat. Alright, Igor, the indestructible zombie, cocks back another fist and goes to slam Teb again in his already bloody face. However, Teb, having learned his lesson, ducks out of the way as the fist moves by like a meaty locomotive. Alright. Another fist comes piling in at the paladin, who stands in this forefront of the fight against the undead. The slam attack completely misses this zombie. And gets stuck because zombies aren't too bright. Finn!
Yeah, I was really hoping they weren't going to move around like that, but I will.
The paladin tells them to turn them again, so that we can get out of this death choke.
Yeah. You know, there's not unlimited channeling.
You should have. Maybe not.
So I will. I will go ahead and toll the dead on this one again.
On the indestructible zombie?
On the indestructible zombie. I feel like once he goes down, I'll feel better about this.
Alright, that is a Constitution Wisdom saving throw. I
And
think your luck has turned. Alright.
As a bonus action, I will cast Healing Word on you.
Alright, the sound
Actually,
rolls out.
he has more hit points, I think, than Tab.
Alright, the sound
And he
rolls.
can heal himself.
The sound rolls out, just jellifying the zombie. He makes that saving throw. And down goes Igor, the indestructible zombie. Just
Down goes Frazier.
Powdered and jellied by the toll of the dead. Alright, anything else, Finn?
I did a bonus Healing Word on Teb, and I will reposition myself here.
Alright.
It was 6 health. Back to you, Teb.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Zombie. Alright. Zombie attempts to punch the paladin one more time. Failing to get past the Dragonborn's thick armor. Teb.
Ev is gonna go over to this guy and ask him who the hell he is and what's he doing here.
He looks at you and he says, I am Harmon. Who are you?
We were sent here to investigate the zombies. What do you know about this?
Oh, well, that's kind of embarrassing. And he waves his hands, and then all of the zombies fall still and shamble to the center of the tower.
I hate you, Charlie.
All right.
I was wondering how that one got me. It skipped my move.
It did what?
He climbed the stairs and got you.
No, but it came closer, but my turn was skipped. I didn't have a chance to leave before it got any closer to me.
Okay.
That's fine. That's
fine. You probably deserve to be hit anyway.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Rogue, you really did. You really did deserve to be hit.
Teal would like to remove his mark from the.
You probably need to keep it there, Teal.
Okay.
Just in case.
All right, so the individual, the pallid face with the strange black tattoos upon his face and forehead, shaved pate, disheveled but ornate red robes, clearly from somewhere far, far away, has introduced himself as Harmon Cost, at your service. He makes a bow. You said you were here to investigate the zombies.
Yeah, explain yourself.
Well, the zombies are here to keep me safe from people who would do me harm.
Who do you harm in the middle of nowhere?
Exactly. Brigands, thieves, orcs, they are here to protect me.
So are you a necromancer?
I have dabbled. Are you a necromancer? You have the look with your dark eyes.
I'm just not a very happy person right now.
I see that. He reaches into like a pouch and he pulls out a not too clean handkerchief and hands it to you kind of offhandedly.
Eb takes it and dabbles some of the blood off of his face.
Don't give your blood to a necromancer.
I keep the handkerchief.
Alright, Koss just kind of... so, what brings you here?
We were sent here by a nearby town. They were a little concerned that the zombies might be getting out of hand.
And it was also rumored that some people were driven out of here by said zombies.
Perhaps...
Noise complaints. There's some noise complaints.
Perhaps maybe they came while I was sleeping or out in the woods doing the researches and they were driven away. It has known to happen before.
Well, you can understand how a bunch of townfolk would find that unsettling, right?
Indeed. And for this I apologize. It's not my intention to scare honest folk, but mostly I prefer to be left alone. So you were just sent out here to deal with the zombies? Nothing else?
What is your purpose here?
I am doing researches. I just said.
Research of what?
I don't know that I need to tell you this. I mean, you come into where I am camped, you attack my servants, I very, very nicely call them off of you, and now I am having a dialogue with you. I don't think I am wanting to answer such an offensively stated question.
So we have a number of tasks, one of which was exploring this area concerning the zombie complaint. But we are also concerned about some nearby orcs we've heard have been harassing some folks and possibly some other undead in the area.
Oh, the orcs. You are referring to Werventor.
I don't know their names, but
You mentioned that you were having some problems with orcs as well, or at least you built yourself an army of undead to keep you safe from them, correct?
He gives kind of a guilty look as he looks into the tower. So the orcs. He gestures to the south. Let's go here. He gestures to the south and he says, yes, about 15-20 miles to the south, there is a fortress in the hills. It is known as Werventor. The orcs reside there.
And they bother you?
Occasionally. Fortunately, I have an army of undead to protect me, as you say.
What if we help each other out? Because your army of undead are protecting you, but they're also harassing local peaceful villagers. What if we deal with the orcs for you and you contain your zombies a little bit better?
This sounds like a very, very reasonable request. I think I am willing to do this.
you know anything about hold on, let me look at my notes. What was it? Thank you. We had us out here looking for something.
The Banshee.
Banshee, yes, Banshee. Thank you.
I believe that she resides somewhere to the northwest of the ruins, out there on the trail, maybe 15 miles or so to the north. I believe it was known as Conyberry. Indeed, I have been wanting to ask her a question, but I am not willing to risk her wrath. I wanted to ask her, what was the name of the wizard that built this tower here at Old Owl Well?
Was it Owl? I'm just guessing.
I don't think that is it. I tried that, nothing happened. Oh, you are a funny man with the jokes. Haha.
So Harmon, your
If
zombies
we run
are-
across her, maybe we can ask her, and maybe she'll tell us. What's
Harmon,
it? How will this be helpful to you? More importantly, how will it be helpful to us?
You are wanting some remuneration. Okay. I have in my travels found some tic-tacs, bric-a-brac, this and that may have been interest to you. Little tidbits that are magical in nature. If you deal with the orcs and maybe ask the banshee the question for me and return with an answer, I might have a treasure for you that will be worth your while. I give you my word as a red wizard.
Harmon,
Is it-
would it be possible to get some of your zombies in an employ to help us with the orcs?
Unfortunately, the distance that they can go from me is not that far. It is less than a half mile, maybe even a quarter mile. I have never tried. I usually try to keep them within the line of my sight, because sometimes if they go running after peaceful villagers and I don't see them, you never know what might happen, as you say.
Understood.
Yeah, sorry we had to kill a couple of them. You could have called them off a little earlier. I'm certainly willing to go after the orcs and go ask the banshee the question. I don't know about the rest of the group.
I'm gonna roll an insight to see if I believe him. Everything he's been saying.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, he's being fairly honest with you on his desire for the to get rid of the orcs and ask a question of the banshee.
Do we want to rest before we leave, since we have a nice little zombie army here that keeps control over this? I think Harmon will let us hang out here for a little bit.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting my channel divinity back.
Some hit points.
Works for me.
Alright. Harmon Koss says, "Oh yes, by all means, I would camp between those walls. It is probably going to be from the lee of the wind, some protection. I wouldn't stay in the tower for obvious reasons. But indeed, you are most welcome to make camp here this evening, and perhaps we can share dinner and some food, brew some tea, have a conversation." And he says, "A pleasure to make your acquaintances." And he kind of slips back into his tent. Alright. Guys, go ahead and rally up. You will have a long rest when we return next week. Let's do some XP before we wrap this up.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, for killing the Sturges and, well, you really didn't kill. Well, you killed 2 of the zombies. You dealt with them, so you deserve something there. 350.
So before we go further, though, what are you guys at? Because I don't know if I got.
We're at 2170.
Yeah.
Okay, it's 2170. So I am up to date. Okay.
So is it like XP for not dying against Igor the Terrible?
Hey, working
Equals
around.
to 1,000.
They are neutralized, and they are no longer going to harass the The villagers.
Yeah.
Yeah. We dealt with
Thousand
that. So
experience.
perfect. So when we pick back up next week, it will be morning. You will have logged in your 200 experience points each, and we will proceed south. Werventor. So I think that is where we are going to end for the evening. If you enjoyed watching us this evening, please give us a follow so you can join us next week. I'm DM Charlie, DM Charlie Gaming. These are the guys. Everyone say hey.
Hey.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
All right.
Bye, guys.
And thank you for joining us for Lost Mines of Phandelver, a Twitch experiment. Thank you, and have a great night.
Good night, everybody.
Night.